Okay, here we are. Once again, let's get started. I'm Uncle Makara, all relations, and I specialize in the flow state. So that's an altered state of mind where you feel your best and perform your best, okay? And today we're going to be talking about some of the secrets in peak performance shamanism, which is a field that I'm pioneering right now. And it's the understanding that we can access these altered states of mind, use our subconscious minds in order to actually transform our lives, actually make it better, right? Start to expand ourselves, not use it as an escapism. Okay. So that's number one. That's the first thing to understand is this. Okay. Next thing to understand is the ideas of prana. Okay, which I'll be talking about shortly. Let me just change some settings around here. Okay, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching live or you're watching this as a replay, I'm sure you're ready to learn, take notes, and improve your life. Okay, this is why we're here. And we're transforming rapidly. You can tell, right? Day after day, we're getting better and better and better. Okay, sharper, much more adjusted towards our own norms. And we're going through a lot of detox too. Okay, let's not deny that. We are going through a bunch of letting go, purging old storylines that do not belong any longer in our lives. Okay. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. So 1 second, guys. Let me share this with the tribe as well before I forget. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So, all right, let's pull up some notes. Heart and air dynamics. Okay. So you see all of the motion in your body. Okay. All of the motion that's in your body, it doesn't start in just your limbs. This is a belief where it's rooted deep into the heart, right? And the heart spiritually is where the fire burns. Okay. Because that's where life energy comes from. Now, the body, it doesn't move on its own. It's got to run by the five senses, correct? So the five senses are hired workers, okay? They need power, but that power, it comes from 10 different air pockets, air givers inside of you. So let me break it down for you. First, you have prana. Prana is the breath that you take in through your nostrils, through your nose, okay? Then there's apana, what goes out through, well, the other end. Catch my drift, okay? So basically letting go, right? Flatulence, burping, etc. Or samana, right? That's when your stomach gets working, digesting all the food. It lets out a burp, it lets out a release. Udana, that's the air in your throat. And if it gets blocked, you're choking, okay? Vyana, that's the air pumping through your whole body, making sure that everything is correct, everything is moving correctly, okay? Accurately. But it don't stop there, no siree, Bob. Okay, there's subtler airs. Just like when our eyes blink, there's naga air. Okay, we got hunger for a big meal. That's something called kurkara or something like that, right? Where it's like a feeling all tight and constricted. That's kurma air doing its thing. You know when you let out a big yawn, right? And you can stack your yawns. That's what some of my mentors have taught me. Like, don't just feel into one yawn. You can always stack it and let it go, right? So if you're yawning, you're like, right? Let stack it until you feel super relaxed. That's Dave, the air, right? And that's the one that keeps you balanced and sustained. Okay. As Dhananjaya. So all of these airs come from one source, and that is the heart. And the heart is important. Why? Because it is the pocket between truth and falsehood. It is the heart that gets measured against the feather. It is the heart that governs the upper chakras, right? It is the heart that is protective for you, being protected against all these astral parasites and lower beings, right? Because love is stronger than fear. That is why. Okay. And you might have heard that on a Reddit post somewhere, but are you really embodying that? That's my question to you, right? Because that right here in your heart, my friends, it ain't just pumping blood. The Lord is seated here. That lub dub, that's the vibration of the cosmos. That's the spondo, they say in Tantra. So you understand there's something called heart rate variability. There's certain people who breathe in a specific way that keeps them more in the zone. Okay. And so he's right there. Okay. Source, God, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, he's right here. Okay. Inside your soul. And it's guiding every move. So sometimes he helps you forget him, if that's what you want, life after life. But when you remember, spiritual memory downloading, coming back, then he's right there to guide you, right? And that's straight from the Gita, bro. 1515. Go look it up. Okay. So it comes all from the heart. The Lord and the heirs that run the show. Forget that, bro. You're just drifting. Remember it, and you're headed back home to him. Back to presence, claiming your throne in heaven. Coming back to that center, because then really you understand superpowers and soul travel and all of these different things, right? There's very expanded states of mind. I get it. And we all attain it and we want to attain it. And we have attained some of it, some of these hidden layers to this thing. However, there's such a magic in the knowingness that once you bring all your attention back into the heart space, there's some kind of strange recycling that happens, correct? Where you go less from a panic to a feeling the breath through the body. Spirit, the word spiritual. Spirit is breath, okay? So if you are full of life, full of breath, your breath is full and visible. Right? So try this with me right now. Try breathing from the front of your body. First of all, let go of any tension. Okay. Push your belly out like a fat baby. Okay. Just fully let go. Okay. Good. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. And now just let the belly move. Okay. You can still inhale and exhale, but let the belly do most of the work. Like a pressure pump, right? And this is belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. So if you do this, you will find yourself in a completely different state of mind where you're much more centered and away from the panic. Because what is panic really? Panic is reminding you that you are in danger and you are separate, okay? It's talking about the reptilian mind. Let's actually understand this because I am the Makara. I'm here to defeat all of the evil reptilians, okay? Because I understand that the energy that someone's not going to like the fact that I just said that, okay? But that's okay because this is my mission and I'm here to double down for it. Okay, you might call me crazy, you might call me schizoid, you might call me bonkers, you might think that thing is not happening. Let's erase it from our social memory bank. But I want you to understand, with the biblically representative angels behind me, I am here to set this thing straight. Okay. So we're gonna go a little bit into a conspiracy theory rabbit hole, but I don't want you to get stuck there because a lot of people get stuck there and then they don't get results. Okay. But what we are gonna do, okay, is listen to this a little bit. Okay. I don't think YouTube will like this at all, actually. This video might get blocked. Um, Let me see if I can find a shorter version of this. Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to risk it, whatever. Okay, don't mention the reptiles, chapter 2. That's where we start, okay? Let me just make the playback speed faster. Okay. For us, our brains just move faster, so that's why we watch videos faster to save time. Okay. We accomplish quite a lot. We're high achievers, but we stay in the metaphysical worlds too, and we learn from both. Okay. Mention of the Illuminati, let's ignore that, okay? All right.
Yeah, because there were people, when they started to come in, people who were kind of into my stuff up to that point, which was kind of regular fight. Well, it's a bit strange, it was all the way the wars manipulated by a few people, but it was all kind of regular stuff. And then I came across with this stuff, and it's like, don't mention the reptiles. They'll just laugh at you again. I said, I know, but I've seen enough and heard enough to believe that it's real, and so I say it. I don't care about the consequences for me. Are you frightened? No. I'm not. I don't care. Because the consequences for the world and my children and my grandchildren and everyone else's
Exactly,
of humans not intervening in this process that's going on now ever more quickly, or that we are condemning our children and grandchildren, indeed ourselves, it's that close, to a world that George Orwell so massively understated.
Can we have a look at where the work gets done, where it all happens?
This is where it all happens, and as you can see, it's really small.
It is really small.
Because, you know, I look at my life, and I don't see my life as a life anymore. I haven't for a while. I see it as a job.
So this is the new one.
Yeah, this is the German version, isn't it? This
is, yeah.
250,000 words. That, in one book, is the scale of information that has come.
Fuck you, because I know there was a couple from
Now, right on the head of my work and what.
shopping with his son on the seafront.
Gareth was reading his Spin Train book.
Anyway. Hold on, guys. I think I'm just gonna Google this. Okay. Or maybe I might have saved it on my Instagram. Hold on, let me just check that. Could have been I saved it. Dang, I didn't save it. Okay. Okay. Let's try ChatGPT. That's the final. Okay. Okay. He said the reptilians allegedly influence world leaders and have ties to secret societies. So in his theory, he refers to the reptile brain as something which is a part of human evolution, right? And so he says that the reptilian brain is based on this kind of triune brain theory by Paul MacLean. He refers to the oldest part of the human brain, the basal ganglia, which controls primitive instincts like aggression, dominance, you know, like territoriality, survival, right? And so Ike draws upon the concept to suggest that the reptilian influence on humans taps into this primal part of the brain, leading to behaviors driven by fear, driven by control, driven by survival instincts, okay? So his view is that this agenda manipulates humanity by exploiting our base instincts. in a way, okay? Keeping people in a state of fear, division, and subservience to an authority, rather than what? Being in love, being in flow state, being in abundance, being fully open and sovereign and free, and living a life which is aligned and not scattered, right? So we have to go into our higher brains and figure this thing out, okay? We need to understand where we're moving this thing, where we're shaping the needle in a sense, okay? And it comes down to how you're dealing with your panic. Now, one of the quickest things you can do is get back into your five senses, okay? Very fast. That's one way to deal with your panic. The second thing you can do is making sure you have a pure intention when you're out socializing, okay? If you have a pure intention towards making somebody smile, okay, that's going to make you appear charismatic. Just by that decision alone. Do you guys sense that, right? So a lot of people, they overcomplicate this thing. I have to learn all of these tools, tricks in order to get some outcome. Whereas you get the knowledge, then you get stuck more, right, in the concepts and so forth, rather than what? Taking action, being in reverence of yourself, understanding that you can use this reptile brain. You don't have to get trapped by it, you know, you don't have to get controlled by it. Because it's used to looking at the world as a threat, right? If you have that much protection, survival, fear, you're looking at everybody as competition, right? The world is out to get me. It's me versus the world. This is people trying to fight against their own reptile brains. Give me a thumbs up, man, if you agree with me, because I hope I'm not the only one, right, who believes in this. And I think it gives us confirmation to know that we can go from a prana, a panic, to a pranic. Okay? State of mind. One thing, when the anxiety hits and you feel like you're losing control, you can flip the script, the internal script of rhythmic breathing through your nose. Okay? This is called a breath of fire in yoga. So this changes your nervous system like a dynamo. Okay? It's incredible the way it does this. Now, yawning also stretches the jaw and stimulates the vagus nerve, right? Flipping the brain from fight or flight to rest and digest. So just try purposefully yawning, okay? Or you can just roll your R's, or right, you'll slowly start to yawn, and then you can stack the yawns, right? You'll calm down much faster the next time you're panicked. So just let yourself yawn and repeat it until you feel the switch of release, okay? Next is a body trance dance, okay? Where you're completely just put on some music, preferably with some deep bass, okay? And let the body lead, right? You just let it do its thing and you move according to what the body knows it needs to do in order to shake off resistance, gunk, old energy, okay? And then you bring it back into the body. The next is, I love doing this. You get some water and you whisper into the water soothing affirmations and you drink it slowly. Now you're sending those to the pranic vibe straight throughout the system, right? This is kind of a modern spin on an ancient water ritual. Okay. Next, we have mirror shamaning. Okay. So you look yourself dead in the eyes and you start chanting, I am here, I am safe, I am power. I am here, I am safe, I am power. I am here, I am safe, I am power. And then you let your voice vibrate throughout your whole body. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm power. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm power. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm power. Say it like a Disney villain, okay? This not only grounds you, but it calls in your primal spirit to align with your breath, right? So it's a kind of a self-induced mantra that invokes a pranic power within, and that's what I'm sharing. Okay. The next thing you got to do is you got to pulse. You notice the pulse of the earth underneath you. So you're walking on the grass. I was speaking about the new slippers I got as well to the adepts, but basically the earth's pulse, that there's a very deep pulse of the earth, right? So if you visualize roots growing from your spine through your feet down into the earth, right? Through the center of your feet, like roots of a tree, with every breath, you just feel the energy of the earth rising into you. So it's a direct tap into the planet's pranic force, right? And then you have something called prana pacing, which basically means just walk it out, bro. Okay. Slow, deliberate walking. So inhale for 4 steps, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, right? You can do a box breathing type of method as you are just walking around, pacing around. And this kind of rhythmic movement integrates your breath and your body, but you can also channel prana as you walk. So yes, it's going to pull you out of that negative state into being more viscerally just connected to the now, right? Somatically just vibrating. So hum, and the last one I would just say is gibber, hum, sing, growl, but take it seriously. Okay. Don't just like growl like, rah, I'm done. Okay. No, it's like you have to feel the growl from the pit of your stomach type of thing, right? Like, where you have to really go in there, right? When you're singing, you're not just singing like la la la, right? You're singing a whole overture, right? You hit those high notes, you let your voice stretch, and it's like a stretch exercise almost in a sense, but with the words, the vocals, right? So as an audio shaman, you love doing stuff like this, light language, just glossolalia, just random words, right? Just allow yourself to do that. Also release the energy around the neck as you do this as well. Now, this looks insane to somebody who just walks into your room and sees you do this, right? However, let's ignore that fact for now, right? Because this is actually so healing, right? To be frustrated and actually grunt and growl is going to be so good for the release of your anger, right? But naturally, we're not allowed to do that in society. You look weird. Why are you trying to pretend to be a werewolf? You're 30 years old, bro, right? Like there's gonna be a resistance towards that. But you can't let that get to you because you let yourself vocalize whatever sound feels natural to you, even if it's just a low hum, right? Even if it's just a, and you allow that to reverberate at your heart space. So you can tap into that core prana point as we're talking. So panic is just prana and chaos, remember. Okay. Panic is just prana all around. It's pacing back and forth. It doesn't know where to go. So once you give it a direction, once you give it a center, let's say you breathe into an object. Okay. Let's take a conch shell, for instance. If I breathe into this object, imagine that when I exhale through my hands, I'm shooting out prana into this object. Right? And I charge this object with my own prana, my own life force energy. Somebody else who uses this, let's say they try playing it or whatever, or they hold it in their hands, they're going to feel a very deep energetic signature. Okay? Because it's based on my energy signature. You guys got that? Have you ever picked up an object and been like, whoa, this is fascinating, even if it's something completely mundane? Right? That's probably it. Somebody else held that in a specific way at the store or something that left off this energy residue or signature. And if you're really tapped in, if you're wired in, if you're intuitive, you can actually sense the earlier memories of the past users, right, of this thing. And that's the thing. A lot of people just use the word prana and mana and aura and all these words, but they just see it as good vibes, bad vibes. They don't go much deeper than that, right? Just like, okay, I get it, right? One feels good and one doesn't. Are you really gonna just stay in, kindergarten in the spiritual world, guys? Okay? Or do you want to do some deep level, deep dive? where you finally get like some of these major, massive epiphanies that shift you around, right? Where you start intercommunicating with aliens or some shit like that, right? Well, isn't that exciting? Like, that's exciting. That's highly dynamic and exciting because it pulls you into the world of the mystic and it makes you understand that you are here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. You're not just here to just float around, right? This is not a free-for-all video game for you, right? Where you're just like, yeah, okay, I guess so. Okay. Maybe you've done that in the past, but now it's like no more. Okay. Now it's like all the karma loops are breaking, right? For a lot of you. And it's time, right? It's time to rise as a tribe, as a collective, because we've got to understand our own potency, guys. Our potency is way too strong. And that's why they fear us. That's why they test us. That's why they pull us back. But guess what? We were meant to do this. We are the star seeds, the healers. We were meant to be the ones that trigger people, push people out of their comfort zones a little bit in order to gravitate towards their own inner truth and inner peace, right? I have to still be in bliss at the time where I'm being very firm with you, right? Giving you tough love because ultimately I cannot teach from a stressed out state of mind myself. Why would I? You know, then I'm just imposing my ranting stress onto you guys, and that's not fair to you. So I show up here with my energy pure, energy clean, ready to serve, ready to go, ready to heal, and ready to help. And when I approach this from this angle differently, in order to help others, it immediately changes, okay? Whatever resistance is, whatever random things are going on in my mind, okay? It immediately just changes it, the relationship with that. So one thing to do when you're really in a state of panic is to understand that your prana is all out of whack, right? It's not listening to you. Your body's breathing patterns are fluctuating really fast, very shallow, like, right? Hyperventilating kind of feeling. So you want to get yourself back into your five senses quick. Hold some heat, hold an ice cube, splash water on your face. Go stretch, go for a walk, go yawn, go move. Lock the door, listen to some high positive music, listen to a positive frequency soundtrack, high vibrational frequencies. You type that into YouTube and you listen to it with headphones and you dance, you dance, you dance, you dance, you shake it off, you look ridiculous. You do a little move where you're like, what the hell am I just doing right now? Did I just time travel into like a different body? Because I didn't know this. I had this dance move capability within me right now, right? Those are the moments, those are the pockets of joy, right? That come up, the randomness that shocks you out from the mundane patterns, right? And gives you something so unique to look at, right? Give you something so amazing. And, you know, honestly, I feel the energy right now as I emanate with my truth, with my certainty, and I move with a certain pattern and a certain eloquence where I allow myself to reminisce, but also express myself. Okay. I can reminisce all I want, but I'm not going to resurrect my past storylines. I'm here to build new ones, right? I'm the creative who's now writing my own story. So I have the choices and everybody else thinks that, oh, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. Bro, did Jesus ever have a plan or did he just trust in the way? Right? He just knew that there is that sense of that Holy Spirit. That thing is within you too, right? And it's constantly guiding you. It's your GPS. So that's why you have to return from the heart. You have to get from the head to the heart. That's where it begins. Okay? Not in a sissy way, like I'm just a heart warrior. I'm just such a based ninja. Okay? Okay, what is this? The Soy Boy Olympics? Okay? No. We have to have strength when we move into these spiritual worlds, right? We can't just see a ghost and run away. Come on now. We got to be Ghostbusters in this bitch, right? We got to be understanding like there's nothing pulling us down and pulling us back besides our own minds. Do you understand the potency of that statement? You can do anything if you put your mind to it. You're not motivated because your mind's not on it. Your mind's somewhere else. Your mind's worried about what that, the crush on that girl that you've never spoken to. And you're just like holding that in the residue of your mind and not saying anything to her because you fear that it will break the relationship and the truth and the trust and the friendship that you once had. Bro, let it go, man. Life and the universe and this spiritual journey is teaching you how to move on, my friends. It's not there to teach you more attachment. That's not its strategy. It's teaching you to let go so you can evolve and be the best version of you, the most light version of you, right? That's so relaxed and zen and in their own sense of self. They're not worried about the past self and the way that it manipulated others. Like it's there to clean all of its karma up. You get what I mean? Like it's not living in the past anymore. So whatever you did in the past, you can forgive yourself now because you can repent, you can have gratitude, you can understand that that was then, now is now. Okay, this is a different reality, a different frame of mind. You got to know that. You really just got to know that because knowing is magnetic, thinking is electric. Okay, and you're an electromagnetic being, so you better know how to work this thing. Okay, to the best of your capacity and capability. Okay, so it's only you. It's always been you. Okay, you are the hero and the villain. You are the jester. You are the one holding the cameras. You are the one who is also doing the set design. You are the one who is also, you get what I mean? It's just source taking different roles. Okay, it's like the story of the egg by Andy Weir. Right, go read that. It's that, man. You know what I mean? And so, why do we keep forgetting that we're actually these very highly spiritual beings, right? And I'm not talking about like just do my Kundalini course in 3 weeks and then you will be, Kundalini awakened. Okay, take some time, okay? The process is to free up old storylines. But storylines don't only exist in this physical world. You guys get that? Your story of who you say that you are and you've decided yourself to be, you're like, I'm this loser. And you put yourself username, loser 559 or whatever. Right? Loser boy 9000 emo game plan, Lord. Okay? And you make that your identity. Now you're stuck, bro. What? Now you're really stuck. You just built your own prison, bro. Okay? The username is really, really key and important, bro. Don't get that twisted. You think that's a small thing. You think it's just a username, bro. It's just a gamer tag. Okay, it's just what I call myself on the weekends. No, 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 no. That's 1/3 of your soul. You got it twisted, brother or sister, okay? You got to change your name into something empowering right now, right this second, actually, because that is going to guide your spiritual path. And it's going to make you elated, connected, elevated towards your own truth. You are reclaiming your purpose, okay? This 3D world is going to be worried about like what? Identity theft, okay, nonsense of like multiple personality, okay, disorder. Creative people being crazy, okay? They're gonna make all these justifications, rules, stereotypes for you to walk through. You don't need to walk through any of them. You walk through the ones that are effective and get you towards the character that you want to build for yourself in co-creation with Source and the universe, right? You're not here to do this all alone, okay? I've tried doing it all alone. It doesn't work. You get stuck, okay? You got to reach out for help, and especially spiritual help, because they're there to help you. But you aren't in that state of consciousness to receive their downloads yet. Maybe you are. Maybe you are. Maybe you're part of this path working. You've been doing this for many years and you have all the skills. I'm not saying that. I'm not there to beat you down, okay, or anything. But I'm here to tell you that this process can be very fun, be very swift. And if you just make minor adjustments towards your mind, body, spirit daily, you will start to notice that within a week's time, you just feel different, man. Right? And you're gonna get so many random synchronicities show up, even on your doorstep, bro. It's just gonna show up out of the blue randomly, right? Surprisingly. And once it starts to happen, you know that the more internal gunk you clear away, the more new things can actually enter in your world and you can get the blessings from, right? And so that's the beauty of this thing. This purging process gives us newness of all these gifts, right? And so we keep cleaning and then we keep getting the gifts and then we keep clearing and then we keep getting the gifts. And it's this wonderful exchange, you know, and I think that more people got to understand how to feel into themselves and really understand themselves, right? Because we don't just sit with ourselves and talk to ourselves, you know, like what's really going on, you know, underneath all of this. And we don't write it down ever, you know, we kind of just forget. So I haven't always spoken about my journaling process back in the day. What I used to do is basically I had something called the quantum journal, and there I would just write like dream body on the top or something. I don't think I used the word dream. I don't think I would do that. Ideal body or something, right? On the top, and then I'll go into crystal clear detail, right? Like just the sharpest elbows in the world and like the fucking, you know, the varicose veins, the fucking clear skin, the you know, nasal canthal tilts, okay, or all that stuff. You go in detail, right? And you try to fill in this whole giant page with that. Now, some people will be like, "Oh, well, that's so, you know, narcissistic. Why would you want to describe your own body in such detail? It's such vanity that you would do such a thing." Okay. Do you know what you want your body to look like? Or are you just looking at kind of some magazine cover and thinking, yeah, oh yeah, that'll be me in a week? Okay. Are you crystal clear on what you want your body to look like? Because I'm crystal clear, right? I see it in my mind. I can see it very vividly in my mind, my ideal body type. Okay. And so you got to have that, bro, right? You got to close your eyes and know the exact person you want to be like. And this thing is a thing that a lot of people take for granted. It's underrated, okay? But if you really start the inner work of your spiritual journey, you will start to know like how many blessings and gifts just start to line up in accordance to what you're trying to create for yourself. It's amazing. And of course, there are going to be tests, right? But those are the shamanic initiations for you to lean into the new upgrades, okay? So lean into it. It's fine, you know? We're all going through it. We're all going through it. Don't think that, oh, I'm only going through all these initiations and I'm the only one getting diarrhea, you know, I'm the only one, you know, fucking this shit up where everybody else seems fine. No, actually, everybody's going through it, man. They got their own version of it somewhere. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. That is besides what you want to feed your mind with. Okay. You want to feed your mind with positive imagery, things like this, right? Behind you. It's like if you thought about this all day, hey man, I don't think this would be awesome, right? Imagine just thinking of this all day, right? Imagine walking around like this, like if you had this behind you. Wouldn't that change your life? Wouldn't that change your day, right? Like really think about it. You're going into the grocery store like this, with this behind you. These are my wings. It auto changes your posture already. You have eyes behind you, watchers, right? There's like cameras watching everybody's every move, right? But they can't see that. Only you can see that in your mind. That's why you have a slight smile, a slight smirk on your face. Okay. And this is the part of the art form of this energy, right? It's the visualization tech that we give you deity yoga, if you want to call it that, right? But it's basically the merging with your higher self, with your avatars, with the different guides, different versions of you. They give you a different piece of the puzzle. They give you a key to unlock a series of doors. Okay. It's powerful to work with them because they're like working with you, but different segmented parts of you that you haven't met yet. Right. So if you're working with, let's say, Cyclopea's energy, right? The eye, and the pyramid ascended master type being that they put in the front of the Illuminati eye symbol, right? That eye, Cyclopea. Let's say that you do research on Cyclopea and you find out, Lady Virginia and Cyclopea have a retreat and you decide to go there and then you follow those signs and then you start to do something else with that. And then it's like this journey is going to stack so easily like that, right? So if you're like, okay, I want Cyclopea to be my third eye deity, I'll do all of the rituals and things that I need to do in order to make this happen. Let's go. Boom. Right. This week I'll do this. The next week I'll do this. The third week I'll do this. And by the third week, I'll be able to manifest this being to work with me. Right. I'll be able to manifest working with this specific being. I had to manifest working with Hanuman. It was not easy at all. Right. I had to go through a lot of strenuous training, a lot of Hanuman Chalisa over and over and over again. And just, these initiations, they're not fun, right? But you notice that after a while, when you've done them and you've really done them, like you're not just saying you're doing them and then you're not doing it. Okay. That's a thing too. It's like showing everybody I'm this spiritual dude, but not really doing any spiritual tech. So there's those people too. Okay. And then we're not going to take away from them, but let's just start to really check with ourselves, right? What are we following through on? What do we say we're going to do? And we listen to these deities and then we do, right? This is a spiritual curriculum that you're being put through. You understand that? That's why we have a mystery school, right? That's why we have these old channelings you can watch. We actually do it. You can watch others do it, other adepts do it, right? We're not hiding anything. The whole thing is there for you to, see it, purchase it, do it. Okay. And again, it might be that you let life happen. I know I should be doing this, but yeah, maybe I should be. You're still in that that 50-50, right? That second guessing yourself, that doubt, that whatever that is, right? That fear does not belong there, my friends. That fear is a sign for you to lean into it. It's not the red light, it's the green light for you to go in. Okay? Some people might be afraid of this, but these are angels, right? They're to heal. So I think like that. You see what I'm saying? It's where my mind takes me to. I'm going to become a monster. I'm going to transform my physical body. I'm going to be one of the greats, one of the legends. But also, at the same time, I'm not there to preserve this ego, and whatever happens will happen. I'm here to live my spiritual journey, my metaphysical life, way more than my physical one. Because I know I have a lot of soul work to do too. I do, and so do you. Okay. So it's time. It's time for us to remember our potentials again. Maybe we put a pause on our own energies, but now it's time. It's always been time. The time is now. Up that time, my God, let's get it. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again, okay? Let's kick it off and let's rock it today, okay? We're all gonna make it. I'll see you on the other side. See you in the astral. Peace and love. Many blessings, okay? May the flow be with you.